Welcome everybody to Life on Track, the TV show and the podcast that's all about helping you get into the driver's seat of your own life. Not my life, not Thomas's life, our amazing guest today, not society's life, your own life, personally and professionally. I'm your host, Erin, and I'm so excited to get into this. As you guys know, this show is based on the principles in my book, Work Love, a love story, which was written during the pandemic. When the pandemic happened, I thought, what's the creative opportunity here? And I wanted to bring more love into the world, specifically the workplace, because so many people were displaced and disheveled and felt disrespected during that time. So we talk about the principles in this book and also the principles in this, which you guys know is my favorite, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a classic since 1937. If you don't have it, I highly suggest you run out and get it. So let's get into this. I'm going to introduce Thomas Holland by first reading his bio, because I don't want to leave anything out. Let me bring him on while I read the bio, because I love him. Okay. Thomas Holland is a marketing automation expert, agency owner, entrepreneur, business coach, and author. He has grown and managed 7 six-figure businesses and has guided over 2,000 small business owners towards achieving their sales and marketing goals over the past 15 years. He is the owner and manager of Copy Paste Marketing, which develops and maintains marketing and sales funnels to help businesses generate leads and sales online. Listeners should get a free digital copy of his book, Roadmap, 10 Steps for Automating Marketing Success, by visiting his website at www.copypaste.marketing. .marketing. In his personal life, he loves to watch college sports, cook, and spend time in the yard with his wife, Courtney, and their 3 children, Owen, Everett, and Amara. Welcome to the show, Thomas.
Thank you for having me. It's a wonderful opportunity to be here. Wonderful privilege.
You know, I tell everybody about you because you're my marketing guy. You're my marketing director. I call you my Thomas. I tell everybody I'm like my Thomas because you've worked wonders in my business, for my business, and for me personally and professionally. So the first question I ask every expert is always the same for years in the summits I've hosted, in the Blog Talk Radio way back when, and now here on TV, is how did you get into doing what you're doing and why?
Well, originally I went to school for something completely different. I had a full ride to be an aerospace engineer, and decided after a day that I was not interested in that much more math, at the collegiate level. So kind of bounced around a little bit and eventually got into communications, digital communications, video editing was really big at that time when I was in school. And eventually got into, of all things, political communications. I worked on state level campaigns, federal level representative campaigns, things like that. And ended up being the person who's always doing the digital communications, whether it was the emails or the things like that. And not to say what side I was on, but we lost a lot. And so eventually got tired of losing and not making money. So saw that there was a lot of practical application of what we were seeing in the political side and started taking that to small business owners. We've been doing that now for approximately, over 15 years with what we've been doing. And so that's how we got there. So a bad day in aerospace engineering is what led me here today. I'm speaking to you.
And thank you for being here. You are amazing. And the work that you do for me is extraordinary. I credit two men in my life for my business growth over the last 2 years, which has been exponential. And it's you and Eric's mastermind, but what you did for my sales and my funnel, putting together the funnel, and you had me do it appropriately. If it was up to me, it would have been like fast and hurry up and, but I took your coaching, that you offered, and it was just slow and steady wins the race, and I love it. So the first question, the first talking point I want to get into is aligning your personal goals with your business goals. Can you talk into that?
Yeah, what's interesting to me, Erin, and I love the fact that you're being so transparent about our relationship on this, how we've worked together for the years, so that helped provide some context. And it might have been one of the first questions you and I asked when we started working together is, what are your actual personal goals? Because me as a marketing automation expert, I need to know where that person, that business owner wants to be at the end of the day if we're going to have any chance of making those results happen. And here's why, right? I know people who have financial goals of making $83,333 per month, right? That's $1 million a year. That's fine. If I know what that number is or what we want it to be, and I know what you're selling or how you serve the world and serve people and make it a better place, Then we can reverse engineer how we're actually making that number happen. And by doing that, it provides us with a framework and a roadmap to figure out how we're going to get from point A to point B. So if I know that someone wants to make $1 million a year, if we do the numbers the right way, we can reverse engineer it all the way back to really the number of people that that person needs to talk to or have their ad seen by for us to actually make it potentially work. And I think that's a lot of what you see, Erin, as well. When
Yeah.
you're working with people, I think there's a lot of people who get, I don't want to say starstruck, but they get kind of lost in the mystique or the mystery of how they're going to make these things happen. And with marketing and automation, it really becomes a situation of just hitting your goals, hitting your numbers, and you see how it works. I mean, you've literally seen how that works with the work that we've done together over the past 2 years, and
Yeah.
how that can work for really anyone who's out there trying to make the world a better place.
And I love it. I love everything that you're saying. And I didn't even realize until I spoke to you, until I met you, that like 7 figures is easily doable.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just thought 6 figures, yeah, and the 7 figures and more was for the men in my world. You know what I mean? Like when I moved from Brooklyn to Garden City, it was the men making 6 figures.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, now as a single mom, I was thinking, all right, 6 figures, but where I live, 6 figures, you're still biting your fingernails, paycheck to paycheck. Where you live in
Right.
Long Island.
Well,
But
and let me just say one piece to that, because what most entrepreneurs or business owners need to recognize is not so much what is the number that you're reaching for, but what does the number allow you to do? Right? There's a lot of entrepreneurs that I work with that they'll just say, I want to make 20 grand a year, or I want to make $50,000 a year. And practically speaking, I asked them, well, why do you want to make that number? I was like, well, it's a big number. Well, okay, but what is that really getting you? Right. I think, as I'm a father now, as I've done this a little bit more, I think more and more about, the number really is going to be what memories am I making, or what memories are going to have a lasting impact. That's what that number needs to die into. So for a lot of folks, it's not necessarily, oh, I want to make 50 grand a month, but what are you doing with that 50 grand? Because
right.
you may find that what you want is not necessarily needing to be 50 grand. It could be 5 grand, right? I mean, there's all sorts of ways to make your dream life happen. It's just figuring out what that is and then assigning the number of value to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's also a mentality, like there's a psychology also. Like I feel that the more money, which is an exchange of energy, really, I'm serving and receiving, serving my services, and receiving money for it. And I also feel like the more I make, the more I know I've served. You know what and I just really want to pour more love into the world. So, and I also want to provide a really good life for my children who are now 19, 20, and 24,
Right.
but and my grandchildren, there's college and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, I love everything that you do. And like what you said about reverse engineering, you and I said, okay, you have, you have this course, you sell 8 a day, 5 days a week. That's $1 million. And
Yep.
I was like you helped me come up with that. You helped me come up with that, Thomas.
Right.
And it was that easy. And all of a sudden it was like the light bulb went off. Like
right.
It really is that easy. And that could be automated. That's not my coaching either included,
Right.
So you help your clients come up with ways which they've never even thought of. And it's a gift that you have. So let's talk about business failure due to lack of marketing and sales skills.
Yeah, because to that point exactly, Erin, when you and I did the numbers and found out that if we were selling 8 courses a day, we were hitting our financial goals. If we just take that to the next step, well, if we know we're going to say close, say a third of those conversations, well, that means we need to be on the phone for 24 calls a day. That means we need to have X amount of signups. That means we need to have Y amount of people viewing the ad. That's where the automation piece starts. If I know I need to have, say, 300 people a day visiting a web page, or 5,000 people a day seeing my video ad, then you can drive that through. But here's the thing that most business owners either miss or don't take the time to do the right way, is that they never set up the initial cash machine as it needs to be. You said it earlier, right? If you were going to do the funnel and do it all by yourself, it would have been, go, fast, fast, fast. But it wouldn't have been what you needed from a practical perspective of you have a marketing machine that can generate sales, generate interest, and educate people about how you serve them. Whenever if you're sleeping, if you're in San Diego attending a mastermind, if you're getting your hot chocolate, whatever it might be, that piece is always working for you. And most business owners don't do that. They don't have that automated lead gen machine that's actually creating that interest for them. And then the second piece is really coming down to the sales skill. And what I found is, having worked with over 2,000 entrepreneurs in various forms as a coach, as an agency provider, the thing that I've learned the most is that most people have this really weird energy when it comes to sales, right? They think it's almost like they're conning someone, or they don't believe in themselves enough as what they do to be deserving of that money. And practically speaking, most people need to recognize that your job as a salesperson is really just to come up with a solution to that person's problem and provide a fair market value to what it is you provide. If you take out the emotion and just turn it into a pure logical explanation of what people need, saying, I have this problem, you're saying I have this solution, it's X amount, it gets to be a lot easier, right? Now, obviously it takes practice, but those two components are the things that I think that most business owners, what accounts for most business owners failing is that they're not generating enough leads and they're not figuring out the sales piece. And if you can get those two pieces into place, and provided you have something the market's interested in, you should be rewarded appropriately and have enough abundance in your life as a result.
I love it. Yeah, and you're right. I loved watching you in the meetup and marketplace, and you were handling so many people, including myself, when I was first introduced to you at once. But you were helping them on the spot come up with their 30-second elevator pitch.
Yeah.
No, I have this, and you need this, and I mean, like, it was amazing to watch you do this. So you have a wide range of ways, that you help your clients, like myself.
Right.
And you understand also, like, so many people, they have that not good enough, like you just said, about receiving money. They feel like they're conning people. They don't feel like, like that. And it's a shame. And I'm so happy that you helped them get over that. When I was a kid, it was like, don't have your hand out, like the Irish Catholic, don't ever ask for anything, don't have your hands out. Not even, I was like nervous to ask somebody to pass the salt, literally.
Yeah.
And now that's gone. Like when you have confidence and you help them as a coach and as a marketing director and everything else, you help them develop the confidence in themselves, knowing that this is what they should be doing, monetizing their God-given gifts. Can you speak into that?
Yeah, well, I think there's one thing to add to that piece is that marketing helps with that confidence. And here's why. A lot of people starting out live and die on each individual sales call because they're not sure or they're not certain when they're going to have the next one, right? So they're trying to make $1 million out of every sales call that they have. They're living and dying on it. Whereas if you have an automated marketing campaign approach where you're consistently getting leads from a variety of sources of people literally raising their hand and expressing an interest in what you're offering, you don't have that sales tension on each of those calls because hey, I'd love to get Erin into my mastermind right now, but if that's not going to work, if it's not the right fit for her, that's okay because I've got 5 other people that I'm going to tell them how I can change their life, how I can serve them, and they're going to be just as likely to purchase. And so a lot of what will help with sales is if you have more people to talk to, so you're not literally living and dying on each call, you realize that there's other people that you get to help. And it just becomes a question of putting the logic of the sale in front of them, trying to serve them, and then moving on to the next call. So again, this is all stuff that you learn, over the course of working with folks that, sales at the end of the day, really take the emotion out of it and make it about logic. It becomes a lot easier to do and become successful at.
Yeah. And make it about them, not you, right?
Exactly.
A lot of business owners make it all about them as opposed to the customer. And I think it's also important to have multiple offers, like a high ticket one for, and then mid-level and an entry point just to get people into your world. So let's talk about the technology. Technology can help. Let's see. Technology can help you automate the sales process and give you more time. So how does that help you? I mean, I know how it helps because you brought me so much more time, quality time into my life. How can you tell the audience?
So a lot of what business owners tend to do is they try to shoestring everything together, and they don't really take the proper time to invest in what we call CRM, or a customer relationship management tool. And you want to build the tech that you use around your business so it's appropriate, but it makes your life easier. So let's just use an example. Okay. Say if Erin's going to go to Houston to speak at an event, and she's going to give a presentation. Ideally, what she does at that event is tells everyone to take an action, whether it's go to worklove.com, whether it's go to lifeontrack.tv and sign up for the episodes. She's going to give them a specific and simple action to continue the conversation from that. What that allows people to do is to visit that online destination, sign up for the freebie, the goodie, whatever Erin is promoting. And then that tool is going to save Erin time and generate sales for Erin, because you can have pre-programmed campaigns to then present education, content, and offers to those people. So practically speaking, say if Erin goes to an event and she sees 1,000 people there, Erin can't send out 1,000 emails individually each time, right? That takes way too much time and effort. When you have a CRM, when you have a tech tool in place, all those emails can be scaled and sent out at once, but also campaigns can be scheduled. So Erin could actually have a 12 email campaign talking about the different chapters in her book for everyone who attends. And all those emails, the 12,000 in this example, would be sent out automatically. So not only is Erin saving all that time by mass scheduling of the emails and the campaigns appropriately, but because she's also sending those emails out, she's getting people to either purchase the book, to purchase the masterclass, to schedule a time to take her assessment and figure out how Erin can help them. So that tool is also making additional sales for Erin because it's doing the work for her. A lot of people realize they need to make their jobs easier, but they don't know the right tools to do it with. And that's fine. That's understandable. Your job as an entrepreneur is to figure out what you want to have happen and then put the team in place to make that happen. You know, Erin, I realize that as you and I have been working together, a lot of the success that you have had was as a result of the team that you've hired highlighting your expertise, highlighting your superpower, as it were, and letting them do their thing well to augment and complement what it is you do, right?
Yes.
A lot of success comes from hiring team around a common vision. And if you want to be successful, you need to recognize that there's a lot of things that you as a person do well, but there's also a lot of things that you as a person don't do well or don't want to do well. Hire someone else to do that for you so that you both can reach your goals appropriately and scale and leverage your time as a result. So that's why when it comes to, you know, websites, CRMs, things like that, it is a little bit of an investment. It is a little bit of a process. But once you have it in place, it makes your life so much easier in the long run.
Yes. And I tell people all the time about you. And I used to work with other VAs, you know, and tech people and marketing people. And it was just throwing good money after bad, you know what I mean? Or whatever that expression is, and throwing it in the garbage. And it just got me running in circles. And then when I was introduced to you, I mean, for everybody listening, don't walk, run, call Thomas. I'm telling you, if you want to get your business like centered and grounded and like literally grow. So when you call me up and you're like, all right, Erin, you know, I need a video for this and I need a video for that. I mean, now I have an assessment, but an automated assessment where I get the people's results.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I have so many different things. The course, if you weren't on the phone with me, like, all right, I need the course on Monday. You know what I mean? Like it might have taken me another day, 2 days, 3 days. Who knows? You know, but you're amazing at the accountability, not just as an incredible, because I have you on my Zoom calls with my team, and what you talk about is beyond, you know, anything that I can comprehend with stats and anything tech. You're just brilliant at, and you know, it's just amazing how much I've grown because of you. You know, so when you're doing it yourself, and I did a lot myself before I hired out, and I want you to speak into this also. You just did a little bit. I want you to, if you can, a little bit more into it. Mm-hmm. There's an old expression: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a team. Yep. And now that I have a full-on team, you know, I have you as my marketing, I have my VAs, I have, you know, my graphic designers, my editor, like I have a team and more. and a personal team. Also, my landscaper, my cleaning lady, like, I mean, I freed up my time, but I'm able to now because of the team, because of you and the team. I'm able to hire these other people. So can you speak into how delegation is huge?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's most business owners make when they're starting out, they make that first mistake where they're wearing every single hat, right? They're the CEO, they're the janitor, they're the bookkeeper, they're the chef, right? They're trying to do every role. And the problem with that approach is that, like I said before, everyone has their own superpower thing that they're really good at, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be great at everything. And what you need to recognize is that time is the most precious resource that you have. And the more that you try to do by yourself, the less of that resource you have. And as a result, the slower you go. See, it's this weird dichotomy where people think that if I do everything, I'll be faster. In reality, you're actually going a lot slower.
Yeah.
And so the key point is to, as a business owner, you have two jobs. Your first job is to clearly articulate the vision of where you want your organization to go, right? You have to provide that end destination, that end vision, say, team, this is where we're going to go and this is why we're doing it. And then your second job as a business owner or visionary entrepreneur is to figure out what your team needs to do their job to get everyone to that same destination. And by delegating those efforts and by figuring out what people need or what keys they need for success, you will inevitably reach success faster, reach your achievement faster than if you were doing that by yourself. And I think that's the hard part that most business owners have, is that, again, they're trying to do everything themselves, but most people need to recognize that you really want to get to a point to where you're working on your business and not necessarily in your business.
Yes.
What I mean by that is your business is not necessarily a job. Your business is something that could technically live outside of you or live beyond your work and still serve the world appropriately. So delegating is a key component of that. And here's the trick to it, okay? When you're hiring, when you're delegating, what you don't want to do is tell people how it needs to be done. You want to tell them what needs to happen or what needs to be the end result.
Right.
And let those people figure it out on their own. And if you're hiring well enough, they should be able to do it. If you get into a situation where you're micromanaging or telling people how to do things, it's going to end up poorly. I made that mistake several times hiring for businesses I managed or my agency. But practically speaking, that is the key to success with delegation. Tell them what they need to accomplish and let them figure out how they're going to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to micromanage. And you know me, I don't have the bandwidth to micromanage. I have 3 kids and everything else that I have to manage. Micromanaging the people that I hire, I don't know why anybody would want to micromanage, if you're hiring out and you trust the people that you're hiring. Let them go through their zone of genius. We're hiring out because it's not our zone of genius.
Exactly.
And to give you the freedom to just run with yours is optimal for any business owner. Can you also talk into the last talking point is about multiple streams of income and how important it is and how you actually help people create, like for myself, you've helped me create multiple streams of income. Can you speak into that?
Yeah, so Erin talked a little bit about it earlier when you're talking about high ticket, mid ticket, low entry offers, things like that. If you're a struggling business owner, the thing you need to view every action through is this question or this concept of, to grow any business, you need to sell more stuff to more people more often. And if you can figure out the answer to how you do any one of those 3 things or all 3 of them, then you're going to figure out how you can grow your business and get the abundance you want as a result. When it comes to coaches, information experts, gurus, whatever you want to call them, you typically need to have not only multiple streams of income to be successful, but do it in a number of different areas with a number of different organizations. So practically speaking, as a business owner, as someone who is looking to grow their business, Erin's not just writing books, right? Erin has the TV show, which is a monetization strategy. Erin has books, which is also a monetization strategy, but they all feed into working with Erin directly as a coach, as an information expert. So when you have these different products and service lines, it helps you diversify, but it also makes your job of making money a little bit easier when you basically have different options or solutions when you're trying to help people with the problem. See, a lot of what business owners tend to get wrong sometimes is that they don't think like entrepreneurs, they think like engineers. An engineer will say, "Hey, I made this thing. Do you want to buy this thing?" And people say, "Well, no, I didn't want that thing. I didn't, why would I want to get that?"
Right, right.
And the reality is that you want to go out as an entrepreneur and ask people, what is the problem you're having? What is the solution you need fixed? Then hiring the engineer to fix the solution, to build the solution, then sell it to that person appropriately. When you have the different solutions, you're going to have diversified income streams, but it all needs to be pointed towards that goal, as Erin alluded to earlier, that if they buy your book or if they watch your TV show, they're moving up the funnel, or they're continuing the conversation with you to get that additional service that they're looking for, right? So practically speaking, the one question, as a business owner is, how can I sell more stuff to more people more often? And you will find your answers for growth by answering that questions and really having some significant brainstorming sessions around that.
I love it. I love it. And I just love everything that you're saying. And entrepreneurs really are like a doctor. Like somebody comes to you, like a sick person goes to a doctor. The doctor has the medicine, gives the patient the medicine. And it's the same thing with an entrepreneur. People come to us, with a need that we can fill. If we just stay focused on that, and let you be the engineer,
right?
Then we'll be doing the world a better service. So let's get into your free gift. I'm so excited for this.
Absolutely. So we wrote Roadmap, 10 Steps for Marketing Automation Success several years ago after the birth of my first child. And what we wanted to do was to provide a step-by-step process for business owners who were struggling, not making the sales or generating the leads that they wanted to, a guided process to help people identify what they need to do to go from struggling business to that successful, abundant business that they want to have. And the one thing that I would advise everyone who's going to go out and get the book is that, to Erin's point earlier, we're talking about delegation, you're talking about leadership and vision. It really needs to get to the point where you as the business owners can talk fluently enough with your team about what it is they're doing, but you don't necessarily have to know how to get it done, right? So there's a lot of concepts that we aim to educate people about in this book, where we're talking about landing page conversion rates. We're talking about email open rates. We're talking about retention campaigns. That you're getting that information to understand what you need to be thinking about, what you need to lead your team to, but not telling you directly how to make that happen. Because again, the idea and the concept is that's not your role. Your role is not to be the person to go out and sign up for Keep or Kartra and build out the database. Your job is to find the people to make that happen for you.
Thank God.
Continue to amplify your message appropriately. So the book was our effort at putting together a step-by-step process to understanding how that works, and then literally giving you a starting point to lead your team to develop those methods for creating those leads, for making those sales. Because at the end of the day, I fully believe every entrepreneur has some sort of special gift that they bring and share to the world that truly makes the world a better place. And it's our mission to help those people get their abundance through the passion that they share with the world. And this book was one of our first efforts to truly share that knowledge. So as Erin said, go to www.copypaste.marketing. You can sign up for the free book. If you want to go to Amazon and buy it for $12, you're certainly more than welcome to. But we'd love to have you go to the website, sign up for it, and get a free copy of it. And it's a quick read. It's only about 90 pages, so it's meant to be nice and light. But we've had a lot of people who've seen results as from using it. And it's our pleasure to share it with your audience today, Erin, and just share the message.
Thank you. And I love how it's referred to as creating a marketing machine. Right. And that literally is what you do. And I know firsthand, and not just a marketing machine, but an amazing marketing machine. Like, you're just so good.
And think about it too, Erin. I mean, when you and I first started, just think about the growth that you had and just learning about the process in
Yeah.
terms of what we're looking to do, how you have to educate people, how you have to warm them up before they're ready to do the coaching with you. You know, a lot of people miss the forest from the trees, right? They don't necessarily understand that they need to have marketing campaigns. They just kind of get stuck in the tactical level, right? I used to hear it all the time. Oh, I got to get SEO on my website and everything will be fine. It's like, no, that's a tactic. You need to think bigger. Who are you talking to? How are you serving them? And how are you communicating that? At the end of the day, a lot of what I do is answering three questions for clients, right? It's helping them to determine what it is they help people with, right? What is it they have? The second question is telling people, what are you going to feel or how are you going to be once you've used my product and have been fulfilled appropriately? And the third one is literally, how do I get started? If you look at most marketing messages, they're answering those three questions. And if you can communicate that effectively, that goes a long way towards building a database, building trust, and building a raving mad fan base of what it is you do that, again, provides that abundance that you deserve.
I love it. And I love helping people get their life on track.
Mm-hmm.
Be all you can be. I want to see people be all you can be. Everybody watching. That's what I want for you. And I want you to run to your computer and your laptop or your phone and download Thomas's www.copypaste.marketing. You're amazing, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is a great opportunity to speak to your crew and your audience out there, and just share a little bit about what we do. Because, you know, at the end of the day, this is something that, as you know, you can go so far by yourself, but really having team helps everyone, not just, the business owner, but it really helps everyone make the world a better place.
Yes, yes. And now, can they reach you by email if they wanted to? And
sure, they can also reach me, Thomas at Copy Paste Marketing. We can go ahead and put that in the show notes and whatnot. But practically speaking, if they get the book, they'll get some additional content emails from me and the team, and we'll see if they're needing anything from that practical perspective there. So go get the book. Hopefully, you learn a thing or two and improve your business from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Thomas.
A pleasure.
You're amazing. You really are. You are a gift to me and my children. Because my business is doing so well. It's amazing, really. You are. You're a true gift. So thank you for being you. Absolutely. And the show, as you know, it's going to go out on Amazon TV and Roku and Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Roku, all the bigger names, and all my social media and my YouTube channel. So everybody hit subscribe. What do they say? Punch it or smash it or
smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think about the videos today, and we'd love to see your feedback.
Thank you, Thomas. All right, everybody. Thomas Holland, he's absolutely amazing. Marketing director, guru, coach, just amazing in all things marketing. So have a wonderful day. Have a magnificent day. And always remember to live onward and upward. Love you.